Welcome dear viewers to the video on understanding ANDAs versus 505B2 submissions. Also, you will understand about the key differences in the generic formulation, 505B2 submissions and the new drug applications in the video. So, let's see what is the basic difference between NDA, ANDA and 505B2. So, NDA is new drug application. 505B2 is also a type of hybrid application and ANDA is the generic application. In NDA, full clinical data is required. You have to prove the safety and efficacy. Complete clinical evaluation is done. And in 505B2, some modifications are made to the new drug application. So, the half of the data can be used for the clinical or bioequivalence as done by the NDA or application holder of NDA, but full clinical studies are not required. And in ANDA, the generic application, that is ANDA, can be done with the bioequivalence proof only. Clinical studies are not required. And ANDA is a exactly copy version or exactly similar version of new drug application, similar in the strength, dosage form and everything. While 505B2 is somewhat different than the NDA and also from the ANDA. So it is also known as hybrid type of application. Now we will see in the upcoming slide about those differences and the similarities. This video will cover the comparison between generic drug development, that is ANDA, and 505B2, that is also called as hybrid type of application, and the new drug application pathway. This video will focus on key aspects like regulatory pathways for application, clinical requirement, then time required to market the product and some more points. By definition, ANDA is the submission process for generic drugs, and ANDA application allows the company to market the drug that is chemically identical to the brand drug or reference listed formulation. 505B2 application or submission is for new drug applications that include some changes to the existing drugs like new formulations or these may be the new combinations, and it allows the use of existing data along with some new studies. And NDA is completely new application, new formulation, new indications and all. And for NDA, complete clinical studies are required. If you see the differences between NDA, 505B2 and ANDA, so you will understand that NDA is the complete new application, 505B2 is somewhat new application, or you can consider it as a bit somewhat sandwich type of application to between the NDA and ANDA. It is, if you consider it as sandwich, then it will come in the middle. It is not ANDA, it is not NDA, and ANDA is completely a exact similar version of NDA. Then regulatory pathway. ANDA focuses on proving the bioequivalence to the RLD. That means The generic product will work in the same way as the RLD work in the body, or the brand product work in the body. 505(b)(2) will allow some flexibility so that companies can submit data from existing study and then conduct their own clinical trials if needed. For example, NDA is available in 100 mg strength. For example, ANDA will be also in the 100 mg strength. But if some work is done onto dose reduction by doing some activities like micronization or enhancing the solubility or changing the solubility, that's why dose is reduced, then it will go to 505(b)(2). So some clinical studies will be there done by the NDA, those will be referenced, and some new clinical studies will be done by the 505(b)(2) applicant. ANDA of the NDA drug will be having the same strength, same dose, and everything will be same, and only the bioequivalence data will be provided. Safety and efficacy study will not be done. Also, one thing here is to understand that NDA will do the pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic studies. 505(b)(2) applicant will do some clinical studies, and ANDA applicant will do only the pharmacokinetic studies like bioequivalence studies. Then coming to the point of innovation, ANDA, no innovation is allowed, and it must be the copy of the original drug. 505(b)(2) allows for some innovation. Companies can modify the drug's formulation or delivery method. For example, if the NDA is available in suspension form, and if you are making it into a tablet formulation, then you are working onto 505(b)(2). And if you are working onto ANDA, then you will make the suspension only. You cannot change the formulation. Clinical studies. ANDA require only bioequivalence studies, which are generally shorter and less costly, or these are less expensive. 505(b)(2) may require some additional clinical studies based on the changes done in the drug or done in the formulation, especially if the changes impact the safety or effectiveness. FDA review time for ANDA is typically faster and is completed within a year, or it is often around 10 months. 505(b)(2) application review process can take more time, like around 1 to 1.5 year or 12 to 15 months, and it depends on to the new data generated and the details required to prove the safety and efficacy and also the bioequivalence. Cost. A&A generally have lower cost because only the bioequivalence studies are needed, while the 505(b)(2) application will be having higher cost due to potential additional studies and the data requirements. Approval requirements. So ANDA, that is generic applicant will have to demonstrate bioequivalence to the RLD with the sufficient data. 505(b)(2) applicant show that new or modified drug is safe and effective using a combination of existing data and the new studies. So ANDA completely use the clinical study data of NDA, while 505(b)(2) applicant use that partly and generate some clinical data also. Coming to the patent and exclusivity, so ANDA can challenge existing patent to gain market entry, like first to file. 505(b)(2) may qualify new patents and exclusivity rights if innovations are made. Labeling. ANDA labeling must match RLD with minor differences like manufacturer information or composition information. 505(b)(2) labeling can change to reflect new uses of the formulation. If you consider the example, ANDA generic product is the generic version of widely used innovator formulations, and 505(b)(2) are modified drugs such as combination therapies or extended release formulations of the NDA, which is only available in the IR formulation or in the single uh, formulation. The example of 505(b)(2) may be like NDA is available in the IR formulation, and 505(b)(2) is made with the reference of NDA in IR formulation to extended release type of formulation. So these are the important points to consider between ANDA and 505(b)(2). Many of the professionals have confusion about these two terminologies, so I thought to make this video. Both ANDA and 505(b)(2) submissions play important role in pharmaceutical industry. ANDA focuses on providing the affordable generic alternatives, while the hybrid application or 505(b)(2) application allows the introduction of innovative drug formulations to the patients. Understanding these differences helps in the navigating drug development and regulatory approval processes in an effective way. So this is regarding the information, and I hope you have enjoyed the video and you have now will be having good understanding and you might have got good idea about this topic. Let's meet you soon with such kind of informative videos. Till then, keep learning and keep watching the videos of Pharma Learning Index channel. Thank you.